Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have learned today that I have a superpower. I have learned that I can be a superhero. So I don't want you to call me Mark anymore. That's no longer my name. I am now Super Mark. You don't believe me? That's fine. I'm going to tell you more about this superpower and how you all have the same power as me. I'm going to start back when I was a little boy. I used to love, still do, to be fair, SpiderMan. He's the greatest hero of all time. He was strong. He could jump really high. He could stick to things, which is, I guess, useful somewhere. And he was super brave. He had a set of powers, and he knew that with these powers, it was his job to go and fight evil wherever he saw it. He didn't mind, he didn't really care how big the enemy was. He didn't care if they were stronger than him. He didn't care if they were more powerful than him. He knew that he had this superpower, and he had to use it for good. Most of the time. Actually, I've read that when Spider-Man was younger and he first got his powers, he was a little bit selfish. And he used to use them just to perform in a circus, and he didn't really want to help anybody. But because he was selfish, because he kept it to himself, actually some really bad things happened in his family. And he learned on that day that when you have great power, you also have a great responsibility to use it for good. Okay, you with me? Great. Now, we can actually all be a little bit selfish, can't we? I know I can. I know that there's times when at home, maybe my wife, Nicola and Rebecca, we've all got some nice sweets together, and I may have a few more than my fair share without saying anything. Or even when I was a kid, I know that there'd be times when I'd have a nice big bag of sweets, plenty to share, and I just wouldn't really want anybody else to know about it, and I'd keep them all to myself. You know, being selfish it's easy to be selfish. It's really hard to do the opposite and make sure you're being fair to everybody, right? Okay. Now, today what we've learned about is still God's awesome rescue plan. We've been talking about this for weeks. Now, I love God's awesome rescue plan. I love it at the beginning, how we sinned and we couldn't be friends with God, but God had a plan straight away as to how he could make us be friends again. He couldn't be friends with people who were sinners, right? And then we learned that the good news is amazing, that Jesus died for us, and he died for our sins so we could be friends with God again. And we've learned today that actually the last thing that Jesus said before he left was, hey, you need to tell everybody. You need to tell everybody about this. And for me, that is a superpower. Again, it might be hard to believe. Let me try and explain. If we use our superpower, this is me. And I have the superpower of knowing about love and forgiveness. Look how happy I am. Now imagine I tell my friend, hey, Brian, I know all about love and forgiveness. Brian's only got a small mouth, but he's happy, okay? And then imagine if Brian then goes and tells a couple more friends. I'm just going to put the microphone down, kids, all right? And they tell more friends. And they go and tell their great Uncle Bert. Can you see how quickly this power can spread? All of these people now, they have the power, the superpower of telling people about love and forgiveness, the things that happened when Jesus died, the things that he told us to tell everybody, and it can carry on and on and on. I think you get the picture. This is a limitless power. It's a limitless power. I remember I was talking about how SpiderMan fought people, no matter how big they were, because he believed in what he had. He believed in being brave. Now, I'm going to challenge you kids. We can be brave as well. We can be brave superheroes. We have got the power to change the world. We've got the power to change the world. Imagine living in a world that's full of love and forgiveness. I think we need to make a superhero pact. I think we have a responsibility, a great responsibility, to share our superhero power, to share love and forgiveness of Jesus. Can we all make that pact together? Hands out. I swear that I will share the love and forgiveness of Jesus wherever I can. Now let's watch this world become a better place. Love you kids. See you soon.